Hi everybody, welcome back to Mando Lessons. In this lesson I'm going to be teaching Will the Circle Be Unbroken. I've been doing a whole series on the song Will the Circle Be Unbroken. This lesson is going to be talking about adding double stops to the melody that we learned in the last lesson, which is in the key of B. If you haven't watched the previous lessons, check them out over at mandolessons.com. They're all free and ready to watch anytime. There's also a couple ways to donate over there if that is of interest to you, but the lessons will always be free. So I'll play in the key of B. There's tabs and standard notation for all of what I'm talking about over at my website. And if you take a look at those, they'll show you where to put your fingers, but I do recommend learning it by ear. I teach all these tunes and all the melodies in the lessons, so the tabs aren't necessarily needed, and it's great ear training to try and learn it just from hearing me play it on the videos. Also, once we get into these double stops, there's a lot of sort of nuance in the audio that you can't really read off of a sheet of music or off of some tablature. It's a lot of stuff going on in your right hand and dynamics of what string you're giving more, kind of giving more juice to, if you will, that you can't really write out effectively in tablature, so it really is best to listen to. But if you haven't learned the sort of simplified melody in B, check out the previous lesson in this series. That'll teach you the chords as well as the simplified melody, and we're going to use that same melody and add some double stops to it to sort of give it a little more bluegrassy of a sound. And as I play this, what I'll do is I'll play it once without double stops, and then I'll play it with double stops, and then I'll break those double stop downs and show you what I'm doing. As I do this, watch how my hand stays. My left hand is going to stay kind of in this position. I'm not going to be swapping around too much or moving around the fretboard. It's a very kind of confined shape that I'm going to be playing out of. So keep an eye on that, and it really is helpful to keep fingers down. For this whole exercise, my pointer finger is going to stay around the 2nd fret on a couple strings. Middle finger's around the 4th fret, and my ring finger is around the 6th fret. So once without double stops and once with. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Now with double stops. So along with hitting 2 strings at once that whole time, my right hand gets this little shuffle. But breaking it down, what's happening here is my pointer finger is sort of acting like a capo, essentially, or a new nut on the 2nd fret. So my pointer finger is always in use, I should say. So that first phrase where the melody sounds like that, we're picking through the D and A strings the whole time, and our pointer finger is on that 2nd fret the whole time, and we get again, and what we want to do is, because there's 2 notes happening this whole time, we want to give a little more attention to the melody note so it doesn't get washed out by the double stop. So keep in mind that that's your melody, and is your double stop. So letting that melody kind of ring through is going to create a more musical sound. So that first phrase again, one more time. And now we're going to switch over to the A and E strings. And again, our second fret on the E string is held down by our pointer finger the whole time. The melody goes, and we add the second fret on the E string to that and play through the A and E strings with our right hand. Right there, I've kind of barred the second fret on both the A and E strings. Let's do that again. Again. All right, let's put those two together. It looks like this. 1, 2, 3. Sorry, I added a little double stop that I didn't tell you about. So when the melody goes, sometimes I'll hammer on is what I did, not a double stop. So I'm hammering on from the 4th to the 6th. So you can add that if you like. Without the hammer on, it sounds like this. With the hammer on, just from the 4th to the 6th while still hitting that double stop. So again, from the beginning, 1, 2, 3. Next line, the melody so the first half of that, when the melody is on the A string, we still have that second fret on the E string depressed. Actually, I'm going to change my mind here. For those first two notes, the second fret is depressed on the E string. But then, so the melody, when we get to that second fret in the melody, our new double stop is the 6th fret on the D string. So let's try that. And then the melody goes to 6 and 4, and our double stop note becomes the 2nd fret on the A string. That all together sounds like this. And that's where giving a little extra attention to the melody note's really going to help, because the melody is going from the 2nd fret to the 6th fret, but we're playing the same double stop for both of those melody notes. And it's a subtle thing, and our ears pick up that melody that we're expecting to hear, but it's still nice to give it a little extra oomph from your right hand onto the melody note and a little less to the double stopped note. So that's the first half. Let's play that first half together. 1, 2, 3. Excellent. And the second half starts the same way as the first half did. And then the melody is the 6th fret and 2nd fret. And the double stop is the same for both of those melody notes. So we have our fingers just stay on 6 and 2. And our ears will pick out where the melody goes from there. So putting that together sounds like this. So that's the first half of the second half. That's a little confusing, but And you don't have to double stop all of these notes all the time. So if you really want a melody note to ring out, you can leave some out or kind of use your artistic judgment to see whatever sounds best to you. I'm just putting them in everywhere so that you can use them everywhere if you want. I often just leave some of these out. Last line of the melody. All in the A string is where the melody is. For the first half of that, we're going to play our double stop on the second fret of the E string. Again, that little doubled up second fret. And the last, let's do that first half again. And when the melody comes back to the second fret, I jump to having my double stopped note be the fourth fret on the D string. It just ends the melody with a little bit lower register sound. So those are the notes. Again, if you're a little fuzzy on where the double stops are, check out the tabs in standard notation at mandolessons.com, and then refer to this video to sort of get your phrasing and dynamics down, which can't really be written out easily in tablature. And then from there, once you have those notes, all you want to do is add a little bit of shuffle to your right hand. Something like that. And by adding in that shuffle and maybe some of those hammer-ons I was talking about, you end up with something like this. 1, 2, 3. So play around with it, find some other notes if you're looking for more embellishment. Just play around with those ideas that I set out in this video. Have fun with it and see what you come up with. I hope this has been helpful. Again, lots more lessons over at mandolessons.com. Hope to see you over there again soon. Bye-bye.